Emotional manipulation. What does it look like? How can it show up? Hell, what does it feel like? We're going to break down from our experience of things that we know to be true, and share it with you. So feel free to comment along with us as we go with your experiences of emotional manipulation, how you've received it, and how your ass is giving it. Because listen, ain't nobody perfect, okay? And nobody perfect. We've all done some shit. So, sis, what do you feel emotional manipulation is?
Emotional manipulation is when someone either can take advantage of another person's insecurities, lack of confidence, and use that in a way that they can gain something from it. But manipulation can go a few different ways. It could be one that is taken advantage of in a negative way. It could also be in a positive way, right?
Hmm.
So if someone is really upset and really sad, and you are shifting their emotions in a way to take them out of that space, that's another way that one can manipulate emotions. But
Absolutely.
most of the times, it's usually
The negative
has a negative
aspect.
aspect. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's a beautiful display of both sides of the coin. Thank you for sharing that, sis. Um, when I think of emotional manipulation, I think of when someone also takes advantage of someone's kindness, their love, and they play to that. They play to what they feel is that person's weakness, which in turn is their actual strength, and they play against that to gain something. What can I gain from the situation? I see that this person is a very giving person. So I'm going to create a scenario where she or he will feel obligated to give to me. Right? So that too is a form of emotional manipulation, making one want to feel a specific way to up the ante or to benefit your agenda. And it doesn't have to be and can be very combative and argumentative about you seeing things from their perspective or their points of view. And in the event you can respect where they are, but don't agree to it or don't disagree with it, it leaves those that are trying to emotionally manipulate in a space of more anger. So they just keep coming. They keep coming because they want to be able to then at that point captivate you in some way to hold you still. So the ultimate for me, I think emotional manipulation is captivating someone's attention for some form of benefit or gain, self benefit or gain. When you look at it from a negative perspective, or from a lower vibrational perspective,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have that happens a lot in relationships. That happens in partnerships, business partnerships. It happens, shoots in parentalships. You have parents who emotionally manipulate their children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You have uh, um, uh, co-parents emotionally manipulating each other because of the children and using the children as a pawn. You have there's so many different aspects of emotional manipulation, but ultimate the ultimate goal is to recognize when you're being emotionally manipulative or when you're being emotionally manipulated, because we can unconsciously do both. We all can operate on both sides of the coin based off of how we feel in that moment, and or how we're thinking a specific way, or how something should we think something should be. So there's all kinds of aspects of emotional manipulation, but the prime aspect, or the key is to recognize when you're doing it or when it's being done to you, and choose to bow out either way.
Mm-hmm.
Choose to bow out either way. Either you're going to choose to bow out to examine yourself and see what it is that's going on that's causing you to be this way, or you're going to bow out and not, and you're going to preserve and conserve your energy because you know that that's what that other party is wanting. Why are you going to feed it? The
That part.
easiest way to kill something is to starve it.
Mm-hmm.
When people are being emotionally manipulative, don't give them any energy. They may look to fight at you. They may try and throw little innuendos out there when they're speaking. They may say little sly shit just to try and get at you. Don't get that shit no energy. Don't fucking reply. Don't call back. You know what I'm saying? Starve it. It
Some
surely
people
shall
don't
die
know how
or
to do
it'll
that.
move around, sis. It's either going to die or that energy is going to move around because it sees that it cannot continue to do what it has been doing with you, and it's going to move around. So either way, fall back.
Yeah, some people don't know how to do that. Like one of the things that's coming up is like trauma bonds.
Mm.
There are
Mm.
people that are in relationships and
Mhm.
certain alliances
Mhm.
that are centered around trauma,
Right. Mhm.
and part of that trauma bond is the emotional manipulation.
Right. Mhm.
And like that's part of the cycle, that's part of, part of it. And so sometimes it's about like, in those type of situations, there has to come a point where you have to choose that, you have to decide that you want to get out of it, right? And in those type of situations, um, it can be really hard to try to convince someone,
Mhm.
to convince the person, the people that are involved, to um, that this is not healthy and that
Right.
they need to, change, like shift and change out of that.
Mhm.
Um, and that really can, that's a whole other conversation of the depths
Right.
of that. But yeah, that's one of those things where sometimes people feed into it because that that is literally how the relationship was formed,
Right.
and
Right.
that's
And then they
that's the
think that's
baseline.
normal. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a normal foundation that had been created.
yes,
So, yeah, 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 yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Emotional manipulation can get you killed.
Hmm.
It can literally wipe your physical existence off the face of the earth because you can drive the person you're emotionally manipulating if they're not conscious or aware enough that that's what they're in. You can find that other person, you can drive that other person to bringing harm to you, and then you like, why is this happening to me? I don't know what happened. I didn't do nothing. See, my hands are clean. I didn't do nothing, but you drove the person there, even though the person is responsible for their own actions. Yes. You're playing with your life
Playing
when
the
you do
victim in a
that.
way
You're
that
creating these
you,
situations where you're
yeah.
always the one being victimized. You're always the one being hurt. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
You gonna fuck around and find out you're gonna mess around with somebody who hadn't quite got to that point of healing, and they gonna meet you where your ass thought you wanted to be.
Hmm.
You got to be careful when you do that. Emotional manipulation can get you killed. I'm telling you, it's been a time where, um, I've personally been in a situation in a relationship where I didn't realize that's what was taking place. Like I was so stuck in a situation of I needed to heal in a lot of things, and I thought I had deserved specific things, and I was stuck in that. And when I finally, well, prior to me coming out from that blinded area, and prior to me taking off those rose-colored glasses, I almost fucked somebody up. I had to like, whoo, like, I was like, "Oh, no, that's what this person want. Oh, no, you've been a fool this whole time, feeding that energy. You need to take your ass
That
somewhere
part.
and go heal, girl." I had to tell myself, "You need to go somewhere and go heal because you almost did something that was going to mess your whole life up because there's something in you that needs to heal." So that person had to end up moving around because I didn't feed in no more energy. No
And I
more
think
energy.
to that point, it makes me think of, how people have haters, and, you know, you have haters, you have people that's always trying to, just, they want to see you get, when you're at that state of peace and your life is good, they want to
Oh,
say something. Like,
oh,
stop giving so many people the advantage, like, especially people in the comments of social media,
yes.
and they're saying something, and you just be going back and forth with these people, and they're getting, and you're literally getting like so upset.
Baby,
It's
just
just
let it
like,
go.
yeah, it's like, who is this
Just
person?
just let it go.
Yeah, you're letting this person that has no authority over your life, you're giving them the authority to, like, piss you off, and stay in that
Exactly.
state. Like,
Exactly.
you can feel it in a moment and
Exactly.
catch it, but if you stay there
Mhm.
and then that messes up your whole day, it's just like, ooh,
Mhm.
you are literally allowing these complete strangers
Yes. To ruin
to
your day.
to ruin your day, to ruin your vibration, and
Listen,
now,
it don't have to be complete strangers. It could be somebody in the same crib with you. It could be somebody in the same motherfucking car with you. It could be somebody on
yeah.
right next to you at your desk at work.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh my gosh. The work drama is a whole.
I'm
Yes, you have
saying.
the one that just has to say something or has a certain look, and now your face is all twisted up for the rest of the day. And this is where the flip side of emotional manipulation, where start to use manipulation to your advantage, to manipulate your own emotions when you catch yourself in those situations, because that's what I had to do. I'm like, hold up, like, these motherfuckers ain't
Raise
about
your
to have
own
me.
vibration.
Yeah, I'm like,
Raise your own shit. Let them be
yeah,
what they are. And when you see that they have got you, girl, that's right, sis. Just raise it your damn self.
because then they have the power. It's like, you want these people to have the
Yeah.
power over you based off of one little thing they say. It's like, no.
Yeah. Or
And
how
I
they
don't,
act.
yeah. And so, yeah, I don't let those things, and yeah. So you flip the script on emotional manipulation and use it to your benefit, to
Mhm.
manipulate your own emotions to
Mhm.
to what you, so you can pull yourself out of those situations. And even when, and sometimes it's yourself, sometimes it's your own
Mhm.
negative thoughts,
Right.
that imposter that we talked about in the previous episode, right?
Mhm.
um, where that inner saboteur, where you're the one, that parts of you that just hate yourself, that parts of you that, that feels like you're never gonna get anything right or whatever. It's like, no,
Right.
like, you need to,
Right.
manipulate that, change that.
Yeah.
You can do that too. So just
Yeah. You
another
should
way to look at emotional manipulation, and how you
absolutely.
can go from the external to the
Mhm.
internal.
Okay. Come on now. I know y'all got some food today. I know y'all got a little bit of yum yum in your tum tum today, baby. Listen, comment your experiences of either dishing out emotional manipulation or receiving emotional manipulation. Come on now. Don't be shy. Put it down in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to our channels on all social platforms, and we are on all audio platforms as well. But you can definitely leave your review and your rating on what, sis?
On Apple Podcasts and on Spotify.
Very good. Well, y'all, it's been real. I am your host, Mayette Ajay Ib, and this is my beautiful co-host.
Ujo Wajet.
And this has been Spirit Wisdom Reset, baby. Another bomb ass episode. We'll holler at you another time. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Spirit is a reset podcast. Yeah.